Welcome to Mission 15. Writing the opening paragraph for this commentary is kind of daunting. This mission is excruciating, and I don't know if I've got the ability to get that across effectively. Basically, this is 12 plus minutes of suffering. A minefield of stupid as hell enemies waiting to trip you up in ways that are completely out of your control. It did serious work to my motivation to play this game too. It's just bad. That's the only word for it. It's bad. It's bad stuff. It's not good. Bad mission. For our first encounter, we've got our good buddy Blitz. Opening the fight with Omen like this isn't a 100% safe strat, but it looks mad cool, so I have to do it. Randomly, you'll finish teleporting around quickly enough that he can attack before the animation is over. If you need 100% consistency for some reason, this is not the strategy you're after. But I'm pretty sure even if you have to retry each attempt once or twice, it still ends up being faster than having to slowly chip away at his shell while he teleports around. When the shell is off, you'll probably have to wait around for safe times to attack. I got pretty lucky here. He starts what I call the walk forward and hit the ground animation. It gives you a free real impact right off the bat. If he takes a while before giving you an opening, you may have to knock his shell off again. It's pretty simple, just do an Omen while he is recharging it and you won't have to worry about him getting electrified again anytime soon. This fight with the Angelos is where most of my attempts ended. It's kind of an awkward fight at the best of times, but their choice of attacks is pretty inconsistent. If you attack the Angelos immediately coming into the room, it can sometimes mess with their patterns, which you do not want, so it's best to leave them to their own devices until they show their hand. The second time our friend in gold clicks his fingers and summons the Bianco Angelos to him, he can drop 2 attacks. The one you'll see here is the big ball, and that's what we want. Reflecting this, most easily done with a rose toss, that isn't just to look cool. Kills both Biancos and puts the Alto Angelo on seriously low health. The other grip attack they can use involves both Biancos doing a suicide charge and killing themselves trying to attack you, which leaves you with a full health Alto Angelo to deal with, so it's a little trickier. You also get a lot less style. Not that it matters since you're going to be overflowing with it in this mission, but seeing that SSS at the top right is always nice. Pretty happy my successful run had good attack RNG from them because it just feels so damn good reflecting that ball. The Scarecrow room is kind of filler, but the layout of it can make the megas at the end a little more threatening than they might seem. It's a small room and you really need to keep them isolated to stop them bouncing all over the place and attacking, which can get a bit tricky when you don't have much of an area to work with. The first step is clearing all the regular Scarecrows. Going for the megas first means you're going to have these guys pestering you while you attack them, which isn't good when the megas have so much health. Just do whatever you want to clear the little guys, they're not exactly hard. Against the mega Scarecrows, I just try and keep things simple. There's obviously a lot of room to style against this enemy, but after the number of attempts I put into this mission, it killed my drive to get flashy when it could potentially put a run at risk. Isolate them, score a knockdown, spin the camera so they're all that's on screen, juggle away. Not my best looking Scarecrow fight, but it gets the job done, and that's what counts. Now for the gatekeeper. This is the fight that really makes this mission the peak of shit mountain. 4 frosts and a Faust. It's just the most absolute degenerate garbage imaginable. There's no way to make this fight cool or fun in any capacity. Dante's toolset makes Frost a pretty tedious affair at the best of times. without Cape Death floating around trying to ruin your life too. Actually getting to the stage of attempting it can be pretty rough in the first place. I had play sessions where I'd only get 2 or 3 shots at it in an hour, so it got really grueling. Thankfully, the first 2 frosts can be deleted without issue. Distorted real impacts absolutely clown on these dudes, but the fight is still awful. From here, you just have to play as safe as humanly possible. Frosts will randomly start attacks and become stagger proof and hit you through your actions, so you can't safely commit to anything. And they have all kinds of erratic range moves they can use. You just have to stay mobile forever and always be dodging basically. While doing this, you need to keep your positioning and camera management on point. If that Faust gets to attack, there's an extremely high chance he'll do some absurd unfair nonsense that will be nigh impossible to deal with, since you're also going to be controlling for 2 frosts, so you have to keep him off screen as much as you physically can. Once the frosts are dead, at least Dante deals with Fausts very nicely. 3 Air Pandora hits and the cloak is gone, and you can clean him up with a distorted real impact. Here's where the party really starts, because you've got 2 decently challenging fights left, and you will be wildly aware that even getting to this point in the first place is a total ordeal. I'd made it this far before choking it away a couple of times already, so I was feeling pretty tense moving ahead. Now for another Blitz, because apparently 1 is simply not enough for a mission. The room starts with 4 Scarecrows active, and once 2 are down, the Blitz shows up. The best strategy is definitely to get them all within 1 hit from death and then kill them all at the same time. But I am bad and messed up, activating the Blitz while one of them was still full health. It's not entirely horrible because the Blitz will target them as well as you, but this gives it an element of unpredictability. You don't know who it's going to go for, so certain situations can be a bit harder to read. At this point, anything that I don't know for a fact is safe is out of the question, so I hang back until the Scarecrow's down before I start working on the Blitz. This fight has another interesting facet to the Blitz's behaviour as well. After a shocking teleport, sometimes it will just recover instantly and start doing things, as you can see after it uses it on the Scarecrow. This means the shotgun is really the only option you have for knocking off the shell, anything else is too scary. I got immensely lucky with its AI once the shell did drop. It cooperated perfectly and gave me my 2 distorted real impacts straight away and let me put this fight behind me. Big relief. Now for Dagon. Dagon is pretty easy. Dante deals with him really well, but at this point even the most simple things can seem daunting when you've got the whole mission riding on it. He opens with the perfect attack. His leap attack is probably the easiest move to just guard in the series, but I suck and don't switch to Beowulf before putting in the real impact input, robbing me of a ton of damage. I managed to jump away just in time after the drive and get some more damage in via dive kicks. And oh yeah, jump cancel dive kicks are back, baby! The most classic of tools in Devil May Cry 3 finally becomes a viable option for this boss, not only allowing you to put in tons of damage, but also in the most risk-free fashion. Playing from above and to his side means he has literally nothing that can touch you, so you can hammer away at him until he jumps away. When the feelers are out, actually fighting them is an extremely bad idea. It takes a huge amount of time to weaken them, and they can attack you pretty damn quickly, so getting in melee range can be a little scary. Their grab attack, however, is extremely good for us. It doesn't actually do damage, so getting hit by it does nothing to your rank, and after you break out of it via Devil Trigger, you can guard him and follow it up with a real impact. It's basically your best damage dealing opportunity in the whole fight. And as you can see, a distorted real impact does not mess around when it comes to beating the hell out of this guy. When he transitions to phase 2, that's just more opportunities to wail on him, and it's very easy to finish him off before he actually does anything in this phase. I don't think I've popped off harder to a game than I did after beating this mission. I've done some stuff that I definitely say is harder than this, but this mission is actually treacherous and an affront to everything I like about this series, and I have never been happier to be done with a mission. Hope you enjoyed the video. It was a lot of suffering for me. Yeah. Catch you next time, mates.